mainstream economics theory suggests that we're rational, that we're forward-looking, and that markets on any given day give you the best guess about where in fact, the future is headed. And so central banks have a small job, and their job is to keep inflation low. All right, my 30 years in the business says that elemental construct is wrong, that at times we're quite emotional, and at all times we're backward-looking. And the opinions about tomorrow, in effect, are characterized a function of what happened yesterday. And that difference, I think, got us into the place we're in right now. Now, let me give you an example. I know there's a lot of strategists here, a lot of consulting services types really thinking about the future. The fact of the matter is the past really does inform opinion about the future in a big way. I'll give you my best example. I was on CNBC in December. The November employment was going to come out. Employment reports come out. It's a great, if you ever want to really embarrass yourself, agree to do this. It's 8:28 in the morning, and they turn to you and say, so what do you think the employment report will be? And you, and you give them a number, right? And then at 8:30, a different number comes out, and so you get to look like an imbecile in 120 seconds.
But at that point, you're out of the studio.
Right? No. You're right there. You know. But the consensus forecast, right? Now, this is December. Lehman Brothers has gone bankrupt. Jobless claims have soared. Stock markets are plunging. Credit spreads have blown out. Companies everywhere are saying things are collapsing. All right? The consensus number for the payroll employment report for November, December 5th, was down 320. All right? Now, the previous 3-month average had been down 280. So all the consensus was willing to do, with wild evidence that everything had collapsed, was take a baby step in the direction of things got worse. Right, now, the number printed, minus 513. What was the consensus for the December number in January? Minus 500. All right, so all the econometrics and relationships that you had in front of you, all right, I'm not saying there aren't people who are willing to forecast, but the consensus really doesn't forecast, or put it differently, it doesn't stray very far from the recent past. And that's a critical piece. Now, that doesn't doom us, because the fact of the matter is, 8 out of 10 years, the past is about the best you've got going for you in terms of forecasting the future. All right? If you look at the large, sophisticated macro models, there are so many lagged endogenous variables in there. There's so much of a push of the previous trend into the forecast, so that the naive person just says, well, yesterday will look like tomorrow. But the sophisticated model is essentially doing just that. And so they fail to be able to forecast turning points. Now, that means you get to be right 8 out of 10 times if you say tomorrow is going to look like yesterday. You just aren't right when you need to be. All right? You're just not right when you have an opportunity to be useful. You get to tell people it's going to be like it is when they already know what it is. And you don't get to tell them when it's going to change unless you take risks. Now, there are people who take risks and try to forecast. If they do that on occasion, they're terribly wrong. But what I'm saying is, if you look at the consensus opinion, the overall opinion, it's backward looking. Now, that's the first point, okay? The second point is, what kind of conviction level do we bring to the table associated with our forecasts? And that is a function of how long the trend has been in place. All right? If you have 27 reasonably nice yesterdays in place, it's not that people think tomorrow will be spectacular. It's that they're very, very confident it'll be reasonably okay. So the extent to which the trend persists is the degree to which people believe it will continue to persist. And that gets to the punchline of the book, which is people don't make rational one-time judgments